And I will turn it over to Acting Director again.
Thank you, Mayor Sidney. Town staff have been preparing an application for the Community Sport and Recreation Infrastructure Fund grant since August 2024. The focus of the application to date has been kind of the revitalization and rejuvenation of town parks, including and bringing in key goals of the Parks and Recreation Master Plan and focusing on accessibility and accessibility features. The revitalization, as planned, would include items like a new fleet of picnic tables and park benches, with at least one accessible picnic table at each park, with paved or stone paths to each accessible feature. New garbage and recycling receptacles to replace the aging drum receptacles that you've seen around. A total overhaul of park signage with new town branding. Added trees, shrubs, and greenery, and an update to both the O'Brien Park bandshell and the seating area at O'Brien Park. The reason we've targeted this is that low-cost, no-cost facilities within the town have been somewhat neglected over the last few years. This grant would be an opportunity to remedy that. The grant is a matching program with a minimum grant amount of $150,000 for a total of $300,000 worth of spending. And we are targeting the minimum amount of spending given feedback from the treasurer, and we would include that $150,000 in the 2025 capital budget, and all projects under the grant would need to be completed within 2 years, so we would complete them in 2025. And then further, as mentioned, Admeston Brumley is requesting a letter of support for the same grant for the rehabilitation of their 2 municipal outdoor rinks, and the application deadline for that grant is this coming Tuesday at 5 p.m., October 29th.
Thank you. Any questions? Councillor Andrew Dick.
Thank you, through you, Mayor. I just have one little question to Acting Director Eckford. So if we're successful in getting this grant, how do we decide how we spend that money? Does staff come to council and make recommendations, or can council make recommendations? Like, could we just explain how, if we're successful, how we're going to decide where this money's spent?
Sure. As part of the grant process, we do have kind of an itemization of what we are targeting to get us to that minimum threshold, but we could bring it back for kind of feedback on actual spends whenever the time comes. We would just have to meet kind of our stated goals of accessibility, features at the parks, that kind of thing.
Thank you. Councillor Degree.
Through you, Mayor Sidney. Just a question on the grant. I was reading through it, and I guess there's unique circumstances where the ministry could approve up to 70%. Do we qualify for that or no? Have we tried?
Based on population, we could apply for it. It would require a special consideration application, which would put a little bit more scrutiny on the grant, and we would need to jump through that hoop, so to speak. So we could apply for it. We would just have to meet that special consideration requirement.
Okay, no, that's okay. I was just wondering how it works. So, okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Thank you, Council.